Good morning, Steve Zelenardo here with Treviso Realty. Just a quick update on the current market. Got some exciting news about the inventory as well. You know how we always follow inventory. This gives us a clear indication of what the future of the market's going to bring. I'm going to show you guys basically a year over year between March of 2025 to March of 2026, and then going forward where we're at currently. But talking about inventory, we're at 14,617 units, so very similar to last week. 445 sold. And for Estero, 461 total inventory and 21 closed transactions, which is great. So again, lowering inventory, which is great. When we got down here in 22, inventory was like 22 to 24,000, sometimes 28,000 to be honest. And now we're down to 14,000. So it tells you where we're going in the right direction, even though there's obviously some uncertainties in the market, but ultimately we are in the right direction. Let's just take a look at. I want to show you guys this, if I can get out of here. I want to show you inventory. So this is how we obviously measure inventory. Let's do single family dwellings. Condos we don't focus too much on because it makes everything look a lot worse than what it is, because obviously condos are always they're not the best investment in any market. Well, let's look at previously owned. So we'll do resale properties, and we picked out a few areas. So Bonita, Estero, Naples, Cape Coral, and Fort Myers is basically our center hubs. Let's look at March 2025. You had Naples, 11.3 months of inventory. Bonita, Estero, you had 8.8. Cape, just under 10 months. And then Fort Myers, 9 months. So let's say you had 11, 9, 10, and 9. Then you look into March of 2026 where we're at. So you're at 6. So you're basically 6 and 7. This is literally, so 7.5 months in Naples, 6 months in Bonita, 6.5 or 6.4 in Cape, and 6.1 in Fort Myers. Now let's fast forward to today. So look at this deep dive here. So Bonita Estero's got 3.8 months of resale properties available right now. This is what we're seeing. We only have 461 units available for sale. Naples, 5 months. That's amazing. Cape, 5 months. Fort Myers, 4.5. You think about it, what we shaved off, probably over 100% of in inventory, literally in that's probably about a year and 3 months. Let's just say a year and 3 months, we shaved off almost 100% of where they're at. So if we're at 10 months, we got 5 months now, which is amazing. Let's switch this to new construction, because there's always that concern, even from my clients up north, is there's a lot of bad media out there indicating that Florida's overbuilt, and this will kind of give you a clear indication on that. So this is new construction. What do we got? So Bonita, Estero, we are 4.5 months of inventory. Naples, 8.1. Cape, 4.6. In Fort Myers, 4.2. So you just take a look at that. I mean, that tells you where the market's going. So again, the lower we go, the prices are going to rise even further, even though the market's sort of countering, because we were before the war in Iran, where everything was amazing. We had the 10-year bond under 4%. We had the 30-year mortgage, again, the low sixes, and now that's all escalated. Obviously, the 30-year mortgage is in the sixes, I believe now, and the 10-year bond was at 460, 470 as of last week. What this means to the end user, it's like 50 to 60 basis points difference on your mortgage, and depending on what kind of mortgage you're getting, if it's conventional or if it's an investment loan or if it's a secondary property, there's a lot of different variations. The good thing is now, like even the builders, if you are getting a conventional loan through the builders, they're buying down tremendously. We did a deal for a client from New York, and they bought, I guess they had to have bought the rate down, but it was a secondary property on a adjustment rate mortgage at 5.25%, which in here is in the US, this is fantastic for rates. And again, this is like 6 years at that rate, the rate they locked in, and then at the 7-year mark, it kind of moves on to where the market is. So if it's higher, that's the rate that they get locked in. But ultimately, you can cancel that. I've been utilizing these adjustment rate mortgages since I've been down here, because it makes the most amount of sense. Like I don't want to lock into a property for 30 years, which they still are tied to a 30-year term. But ultimately, like anything can change at any time. Like we want to liquidate, you want to do other stuff with the property. So you want to refinance it. So I wouldn't want to just tie into a mortgage forever unless it was my primary residence, which that's even I don't want to be tied to a house for 30 years as well. I'd like to be moving around. That's pretty much it for this morning with real estate updates. And then also going forward, if you are from out in Canada, we are coming down the beginning of October, we're going to fly down the new staff. We have a new marketing manager and our new operations manager / hybrid realtor coming down. We're going to get Joe down there and some other sponsors that are going to be flying down. So this is going to be more of a light event. So it's going to be based on secondary property ownership and investment. We're going to not do the immigration seminar this term. We did it 3 times. We have a lot of video on it. So if anybody will ever want to view it, we can just release the video and they can view the 3-hour presentation that we did back in Canada in February. These presentations are going to be quite amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we've actually hired a live singer. We're going to have them out, which is amazing. She's actually from Bolton, Ontario, where I raised my babies. So she's an Italian lady. She's amazing a cappella, like the whole thing, like my type of musician. So she's going to be out there. And then we're going to have different stations where clientele that are looking for secondary property can actually go into different sponsored booths and check out different communities. And ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to tie another event to this event, and we're not going to release that closer to this event that we're launching. So we're doing a bunch of events, a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipe. Again, this is how we do business. We're going to be coming down to you and presenting all the goods, and then ultimately educating you on what you want to do, and then you can naturally make a better decision on what kind of property you want to buy. But that's it for today. Have a great day.